Welcome to Rabbit Hole Research. I am so glad you made it. My name is Chevy Cool Lady diving in a rabbit hole where X marks the spot. What am I talking about? Why the letter X and what it symbolizes? I noticed a great number of X's in logos, advertisements. I'm sure you can think of quite a few corporations who utilize the X, SpaceX, for example. I became curious about this letter. We know the elite love symbols, so let us be wise and research and decode the symbols that are hidden in plain sight. Please join me as we look a little deeper. Grab a snack and a bevy and let's dive in. Please smash the like and subscribe, because it helps this channel so much. Let's keep it real and seek the truth in all things together. As on a treasure map, indicating a precise location. Or it can be a warning, like when it appears on a black flag in the symbol of a skull and crossbones. A symbolic reminder of death. Or, when it is used to cross something out, signifying a wrong answer. X seems to be both symbolic and meaningful. X can be thought of in spiritual terms, as in some religious contexts, X is a symbol of the divine. X can point toward duality or can stand for the elements earth, air, fire, and water. In Christianity, X stands for Christ, like Christmas. Also, the X on its side is a cross. X can be seen as harmony and balance. X is the balance of yin and yang. In many cultures, X is seen as a powerful, protective force, used in many talismans and charms to ward off evil. Some say it looks like a cross, some say it looks like two swords crossing. X can represent two paths crossing.
The symbol X has many meanings and uses, depending on the context and field of study. Here are some of the secrets to the symbol X, based on the web search results I found. The symbol X can represent something unknown, mysterious, or vague, such as a variable in mathematics. The symbols X can also represent something that is known, specific, or certain, such as a location on a map, a choice on a ballot, or an identity for those who cannot read or write. The symbol X can signify danger and death, especially when it's combined with other symbols like the skull and crossbones, or the overlapping femurs. It was used by pirates to mark their graves, and by toxicologists to label poisons and harmful substances. The symbol X can indicate error and rejection, such as when it marks a wrong answer on a test or when it cancels a transaction that requires a redo. The symbol X can mark the end of something, such as an ex-husband's name or ex-CEO's position. The symbol X can express love and affection, especially when it is used as an abbreviation for Christ, as in Christmas, or Christianity in general. It can also be used as a kiss mark by lovers. XOXO.
In ancient Egypt, the X was considered to symbolize a door or portal to the other world. Just as in Christianity, the X symbolizes the work of the cross, which is our doorway to heaven.
In Christianity, the letter X has been used to represent Christ. This comes from the first letter of the Greek word for Christ, which is Christos. The letter X was also used in the abbreviation XP, which was an early Christian symbol. The P represents the Greek word for archo, which stood for the word resurrection. Thus, XP together formed the acronym for Christ resurrection. In mathematics, the symbol X has been used as a variable to represent the unknown quantity. This use dates back to the 16th century. In cartography, the letter X represents a location. Interestingly, the symbol X also represents a conflict due to the two lines crossing each other, which can represent a clash, like two swords crossing. The letter X also serves as a warning or danger, as in the skull and crossbones. The symbol X has different meanings in different cultures. Christianity, X represents the cross and holds the deeper meaning of the resurrection. In Egyptian mythology, the letter X or Aken represents X symbolizes life and rebirth. In the Mayan culture, X represented Chak, or the god or rain and fertility. The mystical powers of X and runes can hold the promise of a contract or connection. It is also associated with spiritual powers, to many. In the Western world, the term X factor is often used to denote someone who possesses an indefinable or unique specialness, relating back to the mathematical X being the unknown. In numerology, the X stands for the number 10, which is a powerful and mystical number.
X has a fascinating history, with its origins dating back to the Phoenician times. Initially used to cross out items or erased items, before evolving to represent the number 10 in the Roman numeral system. It is also used to evoke certain energies to bring about change in a person's life. In numerology, the number 4 represents stability, organization, and practicality. The shape of the X has 4 points, and is often used to represent this number. It is believed that people who resonate with the number 4 are grounded and reliable individuals who value tradition. In the Native American tribes, to the Navajo, X is representing the 4 sacred mountains of these people. The letter X to the Hopi is used in their Katsina dolls, symbolizing the crossroads of life. The Bannock people believe that X represents the coming together of all the tribes of man. X is considered as a sacred symbol. As we discussed, in Christianity the X symbolizes Christ and his cross. In Catholicism, X also represents the Holy Trinity. In Hinduism, X represents the Trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. In Buddhism, the letter X represents the Eightfold Path of Enlightenment. The letter X can be seen as a symbol of balance and harmony. In Chinese philosophy, the concept of yin and yang states there are 2 opposing but complementary forces at work in the universe. The yin is associated femininity, darkness, and mystery. The yin is related to the masculine energy, light and clarity. The X symbolizes the balance between the 2. X is used often in talismans for protection. X is also used to denote change or transformation. X can represent the crossing of 2 paths. X can represent a journey. In dream interpretation, X can mean a sacrifice. Xi is also significant because it is the 24th letter of the alphabet, which, broken down in sacred geometry, is reduced to 6, 24 or 2 plus 4 is equal to 6, representing balance.
We have talked about both literal and spiritual figures of X, and it occurred to me that there is another X that ties into our previous work. That is, the X in genetic engineering, the X chromosomes. If you all are interested in genetic engineering that pertains to the reset population, please take a look at my videos on Cabbage Patch Babies and CRISPR kits. It is a wide and deep hole, but very interesting. Thanks so much for staying with me thus far. As we conclude, let me share some information I found on this topic in relation to X. It is quite significant. X is used by genetic researchers to denote the genetic markers and traits that can be passed down from one generation to the next. Humans have 23 chromosomes. One of those pairs contains 2 X chromosomes, typically found in females, while males have an X and a Y chromosomes. The X can denote any genetic diseases that are carried in the X gene. The X simply denotes specific mutations that cause diseases like muscular dystrophy, hemophilia, and Fragile X syndrome. X plays a crucial role in inheritance. For example, a recessive gene on an X chromosome in a female is more likely to remain concealed than in a male. Females carry 2 X chromosomes. Both must carry the same recessive gene in order for it to show up in the offspring, as opposed to males who carry only 1 X chromosome. Moreover, the X chromosome carries several genes that have a role in the development of sexual characteristics and reproduction. Because of this, researchers study the X chromosome very closely to gain insight into the inheritance of traits and genetic disorders in order to develop treatment. It can also be speculated that this X gene is studied in developing gifts and talents as well. This leads directly to the CRISPR kids and the genetic editing of children for the open market. The X is a mysterious symbol and holds more than I can mention in this little video, but it is worth looking at. If you would like to share any thoughts, I want to encourage this conversation in the comments. Please leave your ideas. Please also like and subscribe. Leave me any ideas you would like to see researched. I will be happy to consider any and all ideas. Thanks so much for joining me. I love you guys a lot. Enjoy your day or evening, and we will see you in the next video.